kitchen update now. So it's a bit of a misleading title, I suppose, in a way, because it's a lot of different things to do with the kitchen, including eating, rolled into one video. Now, I've been working with Siemens, and they have a range of appliances that connect to Home Connect, which is basically this really, really clever app and system that certain appliances can connect to, and then you can do really amazing things remotely from your smartphone, like, for example, turn on your dishwasher remotely, start your oven to preheat remotely, start your coffee making remotely, see the contents of your fridge, which is what I'm about to show you, which is so, so clever. So I have been testing out the Siemens intelligent fridge freezer. I have to say both appliances I've been testing out, I've got the dishwasher as well, are just superb in terms of quality anyway. So you'd be pleased with them if they didn't do all the extra gubbins, to be quite honest. However, check this out. Have you ever seen anything so futuristic? I mean, there are things as futuristic, but I've never seen anything like this in a fridge before. So this camera connects to the Home Connect app, and so does this one in the door, to show you remotely what you have inside your fridge. You might be traveling quite a lot, or your partner might be traveling quite a lot, and if you're like ships in the night and you really just don't have any kind of handle on what's going on at home whatsoever, and you're the one that's doing the shopping on your way home, it's actually really, really useful. And then we have, check this out, the smartest dishwasher known to man. So, oh, let's just do that again, shall we? Push. I've hardly pushed it, and it's open. No pulling necessary. Push, open, soft close. So, so nice. Now look in here. Nothing that remarkable at the moment, I hear you say, but da-da-dun. It's only pink inside, and watch this. Hold on, let me get my phone. I mean, really, I should be telling you how it starts remotely, and you can change all the programs and do other really clever things. Watch this. Watch and weep. Oh, hi. Blue. Oh, hi. Green. But all joking aside, the more that I've read about Home Connect and the different things that you can do, the more that I've wanted to just add more and more appliances. There are other things you can connect to the whole network, like your Alexa, or like certain types of lighting. So you can get really fancy and do things like, if your washing has dried, you can make the lights in the living room flash, for example. So it all sounds really, really futuristic. But actually, I think that anything that can sort of take away some of the stresses and strains of life, all of those boring, mundane things you don't really want to have to think about, it's great. I shall link to the Siemens website, and then you can find out more about Home Connect and those appliances as well. I'll show you the ones that I've been testing out. You can't actually buy them on the website, but it points you in the right direction. The second thing that's changed, I feel like I need to stand my phone on a tripod for this important discussion. So I wanted to talk to you about my diet. And in general, for the past few years, it's been appalling because I had 2 babies in close succession, and I just sort of got a bit lax with my own rules. I've never been particularly strict about what I eat. I've just always had quite a good sense of, you know, just don't go over the top with this and that and you'll be absolutely fine, and everything else is fair game. And I've always been a very good eater. You know, I like food, I like cooking, but everything sort of went out of the window when I had babies because I just felt like I needed to survive. I just needed energy, I needed it fast, I didn't have enough energy to cook. And so I have to admit that lots and lots of sugar crept in to my diet, and also quite a lot of takeaways and just processed stuff. And this is nothing to do with body image, body positivity, it's just health. I mean, obviously it comes into it, you know, if I was carrying, and still am, a little bit around the middle, just weight that just doesn't need to be there and is just there purely from eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating. So it's not a a body positivity issue. I feel really worried at the moment to say anything about, you know, when you just want to lose a bit of weight or just get a bit healthier. I feel like it's a real minefield. But you know, I just did. The next thing is to get fit because I'm so unfit. I feel like my bones are breaking all the time. But the first step was just to get rid of all that rubbish from my diet, which I kind of managed. So just to give you a little example, I was drinking 5 cans of full fat regular Coke a week, and I've dropped that down to 1, which I'm really impressed by because that was totally my poison. And then mint choc magnums, which are those huge chocolate ice lollies that have got ice cream inside. I was having probably about 5 of those a week as well, and now we're down to 1 or 2, and it's always at the weekend. And then takeaways were down to about 1 every 2 or 3 weeks. So again, like massive. I thought that they were just tiny tweaks, and I was just about to go into this video saying, look, I've made a few tiny adjustments to my diet, and you know, I'm feeling really good about it. However, when I wrote those down and I actually added up how many extra calories or, you know, grams of fat, sugar and what have you they are every single week, it was coming in at like 2 extra days worth of allowed what have you. So it was a really significant, even though it didn't seem like that much. I was like, well, it's just a little treat at the end of the day and 1 at lunchtime. How bad can that be? But actually it was quite bad. And the other thing is, this is my most recent excellent diet tweak. I have given up crumpets. So I was having, from when we moved into this house until, so for a solid year, until about a month or 2 ago, I was having 2 or 3 crumpets every single morning, fully buttered with jam on top, which must have been contributing to some of my unhealthy, sort of generally bloated, bigger feeling. I'm not saying that I'm like this well-being person or anything. I've literally just cut down on some of the things that I didn't need to go over the top on. However, I feel great about it, so I thought I'd share. Things that I am going to change in the kitchen. So let's take a little look down here, because there are 2 big projects about to happen. First of all, I want to add, talking about alleviating the stresses and strains of busy family life and making things easier, I want to add a hot water tap here. So you can get a tap and it's got boiling water in it, or in a tank underneath, and it's just already boiling. So you just do the lever, you don't have to wait for a kettle to boil. The water just comes out into your cup or pan or whatever it is that you want. I didn't think that we needed one in our last house, but we were renovating it. We were doing the kitchen from scratch, and it was one of the things that was suggested. And I thought, you know what, that sounds really good. So we had it. I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. We don't have one here because, as I said before, we inherited the kitchen with the house. It was what the last owners did when they renovated it, and it's a gorgeous kitchen. It's very posh. It's like, why would you change it? However, I think I would like a hot tap here, and it means that we can get rid of the kettle, which just makes everything look more streamlined and nice. So that's happening. I've never actually shown you through here because it's not going to be here for that long. But there's another room through there. There's like a bathroom here and then another room through there. And that is coming down because it was never supposed to be there in the first place. So it's that room there. And it blocks out all the light and it blocks the view of the garden. But instead of that, we're having a glass sort of, it's quite modernist actually, box, but with a flat roof. So not with a glass roof. It's not a conservatory, it's a proper room. And that's going to replace that. So that's going to start in, God, not that long actually. I mean, we must be gluttons for punishment because I said that I'd never do any building work ever again in my life. And here we are. We've only been in a year and we're doing it again. However, I do have to say that that was always part of the plan when we bought the house. It had already gone through and all the plans were there and it just needed to be done. So it's not come as any big surprise. It's not a decision we've just made. We always knew that it was going to happen. The other thing, not such a big project, but no less messy probably, is to redecorate this utility room. It's not exactly a priority, but it's just such a tip in here all the time, and it just doesn't work in terms of organised space, in terms of storing anything, and it's just really drab and dreary and dark in here, and I just hate coming in here. So there's this amazing decorating book by Farrow and Ball, and it's called How to Decorate, and it basically tells you not the rules of painting, but it tells you some basic things, practicalities about choosing paint colour that just make sense. And if you've got a very dark space, and also if you've got a very dark space, sometimes using light colours like this to try and brighten it up just doesn't work, because there's no light coming in. It's got really tiny sort of like old windows. If there's no light coming in, then there's no light to sort of bounce around off the light walls. So a lot of the time you're better off going dark. So I know this isn't the actual kitchen, and this is a kitchen update, but it's sort of part of the kitchen, and this is something that I'm going to change. I just need to decide what colour. So that is it. That is my big little medium-sized kitchen update. Things that I've done, things that I'm going to do. Bit of a hodgepodge because it's dietary stuff and interior stuff and technology all rolled into one. But people seem to be appreciating the random at the moment. And also I can't shoot any beauty because my beauty shoot room is out of bounds at the moment. So I am making the most of just doing other content that you seem to be liking. So hope that you like this one too, and let me know if anyone else has managed to give up any downfalls that they have in their diet. Donuts, cupcakes, crisps, all that kind of stuff. So much easier when they're just not in the house. Honestly, I know some people will be saying, oh, you shouldn't be giving anything up. It's absolutely fine. A little of something never hurt anyone. But honestly, I have such a sweet tooth. If you saw what I was like when I get started on something, I just can't stop. So if it's there, I'm rummaging around in the cupboards like a truffle pig, sniffing out the sugar. So yeah, hope that you enjoyed that. I've got to go and pick Angelica up from preschool actually, so I better shoot off now. By the way, what I'm making here is, I think I did a YouTube video recipe on this once, and it's like an aubergine sugar stew that I then put garlic and chilli and tomatoes in, cook it down into a lovely sort of thick sauce, and then I have it with lentils, which I mix in as well, basil, and then I have either goat's cheese or buffalo mozzarella on top. So nice, and there's no pasta or anything like that involved, bread. So if you're trying to cut down on that kind of thing, I mean, I never am, but I just like this because it's lighter. I get a bit of a tummy ache sometimes with pasta if it's late at night, so I just find this like a lighter option. And that's what I'm cooking. If I did do a video on this and I can remember where it is, I'll link to it for you, because I need to start back with some of my recipes. I really like filming them. Let me know if you want any of those as well. Just using this as like market research for myself, aren't I? And I'll see you next time.